Hello, well, there are a few things I've done over the years to make my workshop a more comfortable place. And I thought I'd just share them with you because they're kind of things, some may be obvious, some perhaps less so. But it does make being out in my workshop very enjoyable. And the first one I'll come to is actually lighting. Lighting is so important. I've got lovely natural daylight here. It spans right around my work tables, and then above I've got some strip lighting as well. Didn't used to be keen on strip lighting, but you can get different colour temperatures, and I've got the daylight equivalents. I think it's Kelvin 5700 or something. And anyway, it works very well. So plenty of light. It struck me when I've been with the Bodgers actually at Iden Green doing little sewing jobs and things, how the lighting there just isn't the same as I have here. I can see every detail here and it makes such a difference. So I do recommend you actually look critically at the lighting in your workshop and see how good it is. I've got the daylight here, I've got the 6 strip lights, which is quite a lot for a tiny little workspace, but it does work well. Other thing I've done is I've got internet here, and obviously you can either cable that in or you can put it down the local network sort of beam arrangement, or you can do both for, if you like, resilience or other purposes. But it's really good because I'm able to see orders as they come in, and I'm able to also get my entertainment. So I have music, and you have, like the home hub type things. So if I say, Alexa, what's the time? Oh, didn't hear that. Alexa, what's the time?
It's 11:03 a.m.
There you are, see, and you can obviously play music and stuff, which if you're dyeing things, it's really useful having a Google Home Hub or an Alexa or something else. Just waiting for the next words to come back at me now. I've used the word. But yeah, so it's quite nice really. I enjoy having the radio, off through the internet. I'm able to check stock if I'm making belts, just check what I need to make next, and so you can get orders and you can get all your entertainment, and you can stream media obviously and watch programs and YouTube and what have you, which I quite like doing. If you're doing something sometimes a bit mundane, it's nice to be able to watch a program and learn something while you're working. The next thing I'd come on to is actually power, and this workshop I think is about 8 foot by 14 foot, so it is tiny, but I have 9 double sockets down here, which may sound a lot, but actually I still use extension cables and adapter plugs to sort of bolster it up. And I do find having sockets all around the wall every like metre or so, it just means I don't have to constantly lean across and try and find that elusive plug socket, which is probably already taken up by something else. So yeah, very, very helpful having plenty of power, and having also, if you are using machinery, having a power supply which is more than the 13 amps. I've got a 40 amp power supply here, which means I can put a machine on and basically the lights don't suddenly all dim and do funny things. So that's, again, a nice little refinement which put in a couple of years back, but it's been very nice having the enhanced power supply with obviously nice circuit protection to make sure you're safe. Coming on to basics, obviously seating. I of course have a customized chair which is exactly molded to my bum. No, it's not, I'm only joking. Yeah, I did make a chair and it is customized, but I find I get up and down an awful lot because 1 minute you're standing, next minute you're sitting, or you're moving to a machine and then back to a chair. So I've actually got one of the orthopedic type cushions on this chair, which means when you're going up and down you're not so jarring your spine. So it looks a bit odd. It's called a cushioner, and it has a cutout just here which your spine sits above. So when you sit on this cushion, your spine is being protected because you've got this cutout. And I find it's really good because during the course of a day I'll be getting up and down quite a lot, and it just sort of stops you jarring. I really have found that helped, because otherwise it's a nice natural wooden seat, but obviously it's quite hard, so that gives you a little bit of protection on your spine. Works well. Highly recommend it. In fact, I have to laugh now because quite a few friends have gone and bought these Kushinas, and they find them very good as well. Not that I've got any shares in Kushina. The other sort of things then I think I'm sort of like are the home comforts. So I don't know about you, but if it's cold and nasty outside, I wouldn't want to go down the workshop. So I have a stove, and it's great because I can burn any scrap wood, and I find if I collect wood during the year, I can largely get through the winter just by burning any sort of pallets and other rubbish I found, which is again really nice. It keeps it very pleasant in the winter. I have put up a separate film on installing a stove in your workshop. What I do find is having a stove, the downside obviously is you get warm in here, but if I haven't sort of done anything about the humidity, you can have dampness accumulating on cold metal anvils and sewing machines, etc. So it just condenses as soon as you get some heat. So I also have a dehumidifier. It's only a small dehumidifier, but I pop that on very often when I first, wake up, and put that on for a couple of hours, and then when I go in the workshop and light a stove, I don't suddenly get this water accumulating on all the sort of cold metal everywhere and on my tools. It actually takes the sort of vapour out of the atmosphere, and it keeps everything nice, and it makes the place warm up quicker. So it's only a small unit, but I have found that really useful in terms of keeping the atmosphere nice in here. So again, another little tip. And keeping warm, windows are double glazed, and the ceiling and the walls, they've all got insulation in them, so you can use anything really from sheep's wool through to ceiling type insulation, loft insulation, whatever you can find really. But having a wall of insulation as well has made a huge difference to keeping it pleasant, and it heats up and it keeps warm during the day. So very often I just have the fire on in the morning and I'm warm for the rest of the day. It's really good. I think with the fires is actually worth getting one with a good mass of fabric or a good cast iron or steel shell around them, because they retain the heat, and it's a lovely thermal mass. Once that's been heated up during the day, it will just slowly dissipate that heat. What I haven't got down here is a kettle, and it's probably just as well, because I think I'd end up living in the workshop almost. It could get too comfortable, but no, it's nice to stretch your legs. But anyway, there are a few of the things I've done to make the workshop a pleasant place to be in, and perhaps gives you a bit of food for thought, and you might have some ideas you could share perhaps with others in the comments down below. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next film. And I sometimes get people saying, oh, I haven't seen your film on X or Y. Just subscribe and hit the notification bell, and then you'll hear when a film comes in, and decide whether or not you want to watch it. I know my content tends to vary quite a lot, so some of the stuff I do probably doesn't appeal to to some people and some to others, but that's my hoppiness. But if you subscribe and hit that notification bell, you'll at least be able to look quickly and decide, I want to watch that one, or no, don't want to watch that one. Anyway, hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye then.